The other part of what I consider training for backpacking is actual outdoor trips, whether it's day hikes, weekend hikes, little overnight, so like a 24-hour trip. Those have tons of value to them. You definitely need to hone the fitness that you get from certain specific workouts with on-trail training. And you can look at it two ways. Is it really training or is it actually a trip? For me, if I go out and I say that, okay, it's Saturday morning, I have time to go out to a local hill, go up and down something that I've done before, I consider that fitness training. But it's a huge value to do those 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 hours on the hill, where it's more like what you're going to do in your backpack. Your body also needs to get ready for longer trips. Even if you've been doing a ton of workouts on a treadmill with a backpack or anything like that, going on real backpacking trips where you have to wear that pack for hours on end, it's not the same thing. And it's where you can it really hones. I mean, I'll keep on using that term, honing that base that you've built through training once you get outside. So I'm on my way up South Glasgow Creek, which is completely dry. There's no creek. There's a creek bed, and basically where I'm going is, so that ridge coming down the skyline there, that's going to Mount Glasgow. I'm supposed to go around the corner and go up there. That's Mount Cornwall. So see how it goes. The other aspect is just technical training. You can spend all the hours you want researching and planning your gear, planning your route, maybe even being in really good shape physically for what you're about to do. But if you're not used to putting it all together outside and seeing how long it takes to set up your camp, see how long it takes to get up in the morning, put all your gear away, and all of that, there's a huge benefit. There's always something to be learned when you go outside. So it could be weather, it could be gear, it could be something new that you're trying, and doing it in the context of a training trip kind of changes the optic. If you go out and you say, my goal this weekend is to do a really fun backpacking trip, well, it's different than if you say, the weather is supposed to be pretty bad this weekend. I'm going out intentionally to practice my backpacking in cold, wet weather. On one hand, if you go out and you say, I don't want to be cold and wet, you're kind of disappointed. On the flip side is if you say that you're going out intentionally to train for that or to get used to it, it'll completely change the experience. You can walk away from that saying, I learned this worked, this didn't work. The next time when I'm on a big trip or something that's really important to me, I'll be more well prepared and be able to handle that specific situation. If you're not, let's say, used to winter backpacking, well, just setting up your tent in your backyard is a start, but it's not the same as setting up your tent when it's freezing out. It's a completely different experience, and you need to practice it. You don't want to be practicing that when you're 20 kilometers away from civilization. It actually puts you at risk. It's on one side fitness. You definitely tune your fitness level by going out and doing real trips, but you also perfect those skills and make you more prepared for your real backpacking trips.